Am I the a-hole for refusing to see my family because of my stepfamily? Before I get into this, I want to clarify, I'm not someone who cuts people off over small disagreements. I've fought tooth and nail to maintain relationships in my life. But lately, I'm just tired. And I'm starting to wonder if I'm in the wrong for distancing myself from people I once called family. Let me give you some background. I had a tough childhood. My mother passed away from cancer when I was just 3 years old. At that time, my parents had just bought a house, something they did in preparation for my birth. It was supposed to be a new beginning, but it quickly became a burden. Suddenly, my dad was a widower with 3 kids to raise on a single income, and the weight of the mortgage on his back. I remember nights when the fridge was practically empty, and my dad would quietly skip dinner, pretending he wasn't hungry. We weren't stupid. We knew. He sacrificed a lot for us. My older brother is autistic, and both my sister and I have ADHD. Needless to say, our household was chaotic. My dad, born in the 60s and hardened by life, wasn't the warmest man alive. He could be strict, loud, and quick to anger, but he never played favorites. That mattered. He held us all to the same standards. No special treatment. No excuses. He used to say, "Excuses don't guarantee forgiveness. They just explain what you did. The rest is up to you." That mindset shaped the way I see people today. I don't care why someone hurts me. If they never make it right, what does it matter? Fast forward to 2018. I was in my early 20s. My sister had moved out, and my dad was finally starting to move on after decades of living with grief. That same year, he met a woman who would eventually become his wife in 2022. I didn't object. I was happy for him, genuinely. After everything he'd been through, he deserved to find someone. She had 2 sons of her own, both on the autism spectrum. At first, things were fine. Familiar even. We all knew of each other, so the blending of the families didn't feel abrupt. But little cracks started forming, cracks that eventually split wide open. The first red flag was how my dad's side of the family reacted. They didn't approve of him removing most of the memorabilia of my mother around the house. But I understood. He had once tried dating a woman years before, and she flat out told him she felt like she was competing with a ghost. He didn't want to make that mistake again. Still, the change was jarring. The home we knew started to look less like a memory and more like a modern Airbnb. Gray walls replaced the warm tones we grew up with. Antique furniture was swapped for sleek minimalism. Bedrooms were switched around. It wasn't home anymore. It was their house now. But the biggest issue? My stepbrother. To put it bluntly, he is the human embodiment of everything that tests my patience. He has a habit of declaring his assumptions as facts, even when they're wildly off base. If I seem annoyed, he'll loudly declare that I'm enraged. If I have a disagreement with my boyfriend, just a regular couple spat, he'll interject, "Are you guys breaking up?" in front of everyone. It's not just awkward, it's intrusive. And then there's the constant conversational hijacking. He'll interrupt, redirect the topic, get bored halfway through, and then lash out later, upset that we ignored him. It's exhausting. I spent my childhood learning to be patient with people's quirks because of my older brother. But this wasn't just quirky. It was entitled. What really pushed me to the edge was the hypocrisy. My stepbrother can say or do practically anything and be met with silence. But if my biological brother does the exact same thing, he's immediately reprimanded, usually by my stepmom. It's not just unfair. It's demeaning. My brother, who was raised under my dad's strict but equal rules, has learned not to talk back. So, he quietly takes the criticism, internalizing it. Meanwhile, her son? He does whatever he wants, because everyone is scared of triggering a meltdown. It all came to a head when my stepbrother started scolding my brother for things he himself was guilty of. And when I defended my brother, my stepmom turned on me. That was the beginning of the end. In 2021, I moved out to live with my boyfriend 2 hours away. I can't describe the relief I felt, like I could finally breathe again. I didn't realize how much tension I'd been holding in until I left. I've since spent more time with my boyfriend's family than my own. His mother makes me feel more welcome than anyone in my real family does. Whenever I visit my childhood home now, it feels wrong. The house is cold, sterile, not just in decor, but in atmosphere. My memories live in a version of that house that no longer exists. And the people in it? They've changed too. Last year, my brother lost nearly half his body weight in just a few months. At first, we thought it was health-related, but during one visit, something clicked. He was walking on eggshells the entire time, terrified of doing anything that might provoke our stepmom. He never speaks out, never defends himself. He just shrinks. It broke my heart. I'm not the only one who sees it either. Tensions are rising at family gatherings. Cousins, uncles, even old family friends, they've all started noticing the double standards and the awkward silences when my stepbrother is around. My sister, bless her, still tries. She'll call and ask if I want to visit our dad with her, half because she wants support and half because she misses everyone. But most of the time, I decline. I can't do it. I can't pretend to be okay with the way things are. So I make excuses, say I'm busy, or that I'm going to visit my in-laws instead. And the guilt trips come like clockwork. Why don't you ever visit? Don't you care about your father? You only show up for holidays. But what they don't understand is I miss my dad. I miss my brother. But I don't miss the house. I don't miss the tension. And I definitely don't miss feeling like an outsider in the only home I ever knew.
So yeah,
I avoid them because protecting my peace has become more important than holding on to a broken version of family. But now I'm starting to question myself. Am I the a-hole for walking away from my biological family because of the step-family dynamic? Are my issues with my stepbrother valid? Or am I just being cold? I don't know anymore. All I know is, for the first time in a long time, I feel like I can finally exhale. But at what cost?